Hi, I'm Life Coach Latricia Booker with Kingdom Business, where we are empowered, where we heal, get delivered, and get free. Where we know who we are. We elevate our minds and our spirits and raise and expand our consciousness to ultimately walk in our true divine purpose. That is the truth of who we really are, who God created us to be. And so, in today's video, I want to talk about how to stay in the flow and manifest. And so, you've already done your affirmations, you've already done your visualizations, you've already spoken it out into the atmosphere, into the universe. You're already feeling what it is that you're manifesting. You're already aligned with it. And not just only you've already done it, but you're continuing to do it. You're continuing to manifest. Maybe you've manifested some things and you're looking to manifest more. You're moving to the next level. You're stepping it up. So you're already doing everything that you need to be doing. You're healing. Because that's a part of manifesting what it is you want. Because sometimes we can't align and we can't get in proper flow because there's some underlying things that need to be dealt with. You can't manifest if you got too much junk going on inside of you. You have to clear all of that out so that you can be a clear and fluid vessel to manifest those great things that you are looking to manifest. Those dreams, those visions. Many of times, God gives us dreams and He gives us visions. It's things that we desire. Yet, it takes work to actually manifest it. Because again, there's a saying that says that how we have to prepare for what it is we're manifesting. And part of preparing is clearing those things out. Now, it's absolutely great when you're doing all of the rest of the things like affirming, visualizing, speaking it, scripting, even. All those things are great, yet you have to make sure that you're doing the inner work as well. You have to be a clear, clean, and fluid vessel. You have to be trying to do the right thing. You can't be messy, doing all those things that are in opposition to God's ways, to doing the right thing, and be trying to manifest at the same time. Those things, when you're out of line, when you're out of alignment with God, and with who you are in God, and those ways, God's ways, when you're out of alignment with that, it blocks your manifestation. So you have to take a good look at yourself on a daily basis. Even the Bible tells us to examine ourselves daily. So again, we have to do our best to align, and we have to utilize those tools in simultaneously, so to speak. But you have to make sure you're doing the work. And I'm saying all this to say that's how you get in flow. And then the idea is to stay in the flow and manifest. And so to stay in the flow, what you're doing is you're not wavering. You just want to keep your focus on your manifestations. And when I say keep your focus on it, I don't mean you have to spend all day and all night thinking about it. Yet, you do want it running in the background. And you do want to spend time putting your attention on it. Because, of course, as we know, that's how we manifest. Now, again, there's other work that needs to be done. So you want to make sure you're doing all those things. Heal, be delivered. Let go of some habits. Let go of some certain ways of thinking. Change your beliefs around things that don't serve you. If you have a belief, an underlying belief that does not help you, you want to change that. You want to put a more proper belief in place so that you can manifest. And so that's helping you to get in flow and stay in the flow. As you're going along your journey, you're learning new things that are helping you to to clear yourself of certain things that are not helpful and adding to yourself things that help you. So that's staying in the flow. just growing, learning, evolving on purpose. Because this is a proactive thing. We have to be intentional about manifesting. We have to be intentional about growing. And in order to be intentional about manifesting, we have to be intentional about growing. We have to be intentional about, doing the work. We have to be intentional about healing. And I emphasize healing a lot because that plays a big role in you manifesting. Because if you have a lot of wounds or unresolved issues, or I would even say demons, if you have all these things, I'm not going to say that you can't succeed at some things, your dreams can't come true, but if you don't deal with those things, you're going to ultimately self-destruct, which is what we see with a lot of celebrities and artists out here that made it, but then they self-destruct because they have so many things going on inside of them that are not being resolved. They have so many wounds that have not been healed. They have so many, they have trauma still living inside of them. They work hard and do the work and they believed and they succeed, yet because they didn't do the inner work, the end result is not good. And so, going back to staying in the flow, you want to make sure you're doing the inner work because that's keeping you in the flow. Now, the other aspect of staying in the flow, again, is to believe. Matter of fact, no. You have to you already know that you are manifesting. You know that it's already happening. So staying in the flow is just being open to receive, properly positioning yourself, preparing, prepare for the manifestations. Start planning what you're going to do. You should already have something in mind. You already know what it is that you want to do. Certain maybe dreams you have, certain other businesses you want to put in place, an organization you want to open up, a foundation, whatever it is. Start planning that. That's staying in the flow because you know that you are manifesting. Also, you don't waver. No doubting. You don't doubt. You know. You don't doubt. You also want to release control because your part is to stay in the flow. It's not your job to create the way it manifests. Even if you know how, because sometimes you can be made aware of certain things that are actually happening and certain things that you're going to receive and from where. That's not always the case, but sometimes God is making you aware of where some of your things are going to come from. And so staying in the flow also includes being on the watch out for it, paying attention, listening, because God is always giving you direction and insight. That's staying in the flow. He's always giving you inspired action. He may say, I need you to go over here and do this, whatever. Speak to this person about this, that, and the other. Following those instructions is staying in the flow. You're staying in the flow and it's contributing to you manifesting. You following those directions is part of you manifesting because you have to take those actions that are given to you, divine instructions. You have to follow those divine instructions that God is giving to you to cause your manifestations. And so, again, pay attention, listen, take the inspired action you need to take. Also, pay attention to synchronicities. Synchronicities are a part of staying in the flow. What's happening with those synchronicities is showing itself to you. It's letting you literally know that you're manifesting. And I need you to continue to pay attention. And sometimes those synchronicities, and that is just simply things continuing to confirm what you already know. You keep hearing the same thing over and over, or a similar thing that still hits on that, whatever it is. You pay attention to those things. Stay in the flow. Keep your eyes open. Notice them. Notice them. That's staying in the flow. because that's feeding your manifestation. It's feeding your energy because it's saying, I am manifesting and I know it. And so it further feeds your manifestation and it causes it to come in. You want to be relaxed. You want to stay calm. You want to actually be excited and happy. You actually are because you know that you're manifesting. But even when things are happening and going on that are not so pleasant, stay happy. Stay excited about your manifestations. That is staying in the flow. Another thing, don't allow yourself to be thrown off or frustrated over money. That's a big one. Do not be frustrated over money or minor issues. And I say minor because some things we make a big deal out of and get frustrated over are really minor. Some things are really not that serious. But we as Homo sapiens can make a mountain out of a molehill. So be careful with that. Stay in the flow. Don't do that. Don't sweat it. If you need to deal with something and resolve something and address something, do it and stay in the flow and keep it moving. Don't let it throw you off your course and get caught up in it because it's nothing. Stay in the flow. The other thing to that is when things are happening, and let's just say people, maybe a certain individual or something is happening where someone is doing something, I'm going to say to get your attention and to make you pay attention to it, but it's nothing productive that's happening there. In fact, it's a low vibrational being or energy. And so it's trying to get your attention to make you pay attention to it. That's actually an indication that you are in the flow. That is an indication that you are in the flow because what I've come to learn is this: people are not trying to get the attention of someone that's not in the flow. People are attracted to you because you are in the flow. Now, you're going to attract like minded people, people that are also in the flow, but you're going to attract people that are not in the flow. And they're going to want your attention too because they know that you are in the flow. And guess what? As negative as their behavior and as off as their energy is, they want in on that flow because they know you're in the flow. So that's an indication that you are in the flow. And being aware of that is being in the flow because you understand why it's happening. That's happening because it knows I'm in the flow. It knows. Yeah, it's a negative entity. It's an entity or a being that I cannot really entertain because many a times some people's energy are so low and they're operating on the lower vibrations. So to you can't even entertain them. I've learned that some people have to grow for you to even be able to be in their presence. Not to say that that will happen, but some people you just can't do them because they're such low vibrational beings. And really they're not always trying to change that. Yet they recognize you and they want in on it. However, of course, we can't let them in on it because they're too low vibrational. They have to do some work on their own and get themselves there. But I'm saying all that to say those are indications that you are in the flow, and it keeps you in the flow by being aware of these beings and entities and why they're doing what they're doing. Again, they know you in the flow. They're letting you know you're in the flow. They're knocking at you to say, I know you in the flow. I want in on it. But of course, we can't let them in on it. They have to find their own way. Many times you're just an example to let them know there's something else. Because so many people are lost and caught up in whatever, whatever. And I like to call it nothingness. Many people are lost in nothingness, like literally. But you just pray for them. You send them good positive energy and pray and hope that they find their way. many a times away from you, because it's really nothing you can do for people who are operating on those low vibrations. However, as I said, you being aware of this and you knowing these things and just keeping yourself grounded is being in the flow. These things have to happen to show you that you are in the flow and to keep you in the flow. Because the truth of the matter is this: things are gonna, negative things are gonna come, but it's how you respond to them is what matters. And again, that keeps you in the flow, because we have to have the yin and the yang, negative and positive. Now, the idea is this: negative things will show themselves in your life, but it's all how you perceive it. It's all in how you perceive it and what you respond to, what you receive. Negative energy can come your way, but you don't have to receive it. You don't have to receive negative energy. You can let it stay with wherever it's coming from. And so doing that keeps you in the flow. And again, lets you know that you are in the flow. And so, just keep on walking it out. Just keep walking it out. And as you stay in the flow, your manifestations will come through as you're continuing to evolve, ascend, you know, elevate. What is actually happening is starting to move in faster. And the more you start receiving synchronicities and confirmations and these repeats and certain things that symbolize your manifestations, the more you start receiving those things is an indication that it's moving faster and closer to you. And I just heard, get ready. You just want to prepare, get ready for it, and continue to do again whatever it is that you're being inspired to do, whatever God is inspiring you to do. And so, yeah, so just stay in the flow, stay in the flow and manifest. You're already manifesting, you're already in the flow. Just stay consistent and just keep going, keep walking. You know, it already has happened. These things have already manifested. It's already done. It's just wanting to get itself into our experience. And some of these things have already come. And I'm going to say this. This wasn't part of my message, but it just occurred to me. Sometimes you have to be quiet. Some things you can't share. Some things you have to keep to yourself. You know, that's part of staying in the flow. Staying in the flow means you can't tell always exactly what you're receiving, what you're getting, what's manifesting. Sometimes you have to be quiet and let that thing fully develop, let it fully come through. So many a times after the fact, you can share what you experience. But many a times while you're experiencing and while you're manifesting, in fact, it's a good idea to just be quiet unless you're communicating with someone who's on that same vibrational frequency as you that can handle it. You want to be very careful with that. Be quiet until you manifest to the extent that this manifestation, you know, because we'll always be manifesting for the rest of our lives. But shh, be quiet. Stay in the flow. Stay in the flow. And so I'm going to wrap it up right there. If you all like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel by clicking on that red subscribe button. Also, click on that bell next to that red subscribe button so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. And you can also connect with me on Facebook and Instagram at Latricia Booker. You can connect with me on Twitter at Kingdom Business 9. That's Kingdom Business with one S and the number 9. And yeah, that's it. That's it. That's my time. So I am out. Peace.